Hi, my name is Joseph Lomley. This is my multimedia research presentation, and today I will be explaining how nature versus nurture affects childhood development. So to start off, nature versus nurture involves the extent to which particular aspects of human behavior are a product of either inherited or acquired by influence. So the question is nature a bigger influence than nurture during a child's earlier stages of life? This question involving nature versus nurture has been studied and explored for many years to see whether either nature or nurture is a greater influence on a child. In my opinion, I feel that both nature and nurture have a huge influence on a child during his early stages of life, because a child is honestly influenced by many things, and I feel that those two have a real big impact on a child. I'm Joseph Lomley, and that was my explanation of the effects that nature versus nurture has on a child. So the question was framed by Francis Galton in the 19th century, and he thought that intellectual ability was largely inherited and that the tendency for a genius to run in families was the outcome of a natural superiority. Hearing this, it sounded like Francis was more on the nature side of things, meaning that you become genius or smart just because you inherited it from your family. Although Galton thought that it was just the nature side that influenced a person or child during their early stages, we now know that it's not only nature that influences a child. In an online article titled, "How Do Nature and Nurture Affect Brain Development?" it states, just about every aspect of your child's brain development is governed by both nature and nurture. So yes, a child is influenced by nature, by their family, their genetics that they inherit from their relatives, but nurture is also a big influence in a child's early stages of life, because nurture is pretty much talking about the environment that a child is growing up in, their surroundings that they are living in at a young age. An example for nurture would be a kid that was a good student, and a good kid turns into a bad kid because of the kids that he's in school with and his surroundings. And what I mean by the kids that are in school with him or her, I just mean the influence that they can put upon a child. An example for nature would be if a children's whole family was good at math and that kid finds out later on that he's also good at math. It's obvious that he inherited it from his family. So nature has a lot to do with genetics and family traits. So we'll talk about the nurture side of things and what people say about the nurture. In an online article titled "Nature, Nurture, and Early Brain Development," the author states, young children need safety, love, conversation, and a stimulating environment to develop and keep important synapses in the brain. So she's saying that a good, supportive, caring environment, a safe environment, is pretty much necessary for a child to grow up. The children's brain is strongly affected by the child's experiences with others and just socializing, interacting with other people. The nurture part comes a little bit later on in the development because it's when the child is kind of just able to think and make decisions on his own. A child is greatly influenced by their friends because they don't want to feel like they are the ones being left out or the odd one out. So when you hear about someone falling into the wrong crowd, it's pretty much just the nurture versus nature debate. It's a kid just being influenced or impacted by his friends because he doesn't want to be the odd one out. So he'll do whatever they say or whatever they do, and yeah. Nurture is a huge deal in the debate, but so is nature. The child wasn't influenced to be attractive. He was just born that way. He got those genes from his family. He inherited them, so that's why it is a nature example. So just by hearing those two examples, you can tell that a child is influenced a lot by both nature and nurture on a daily basis. Each environment a child is in, they bring their inheritance that they got from their family. So I feel that the childhood development process is a blend of nature and nurture. It's not just one-sided.